Welcome on into Spillane Field. Bourne Braves in town today, trying to right the ship after an ugly loss yesterday to Orleans. And the Wareham Gatemen losers yesterday, 6-5 to YD. A game that saw them commit 4 errors, trying to right the ship in their own right as well. Hi, everybody. My name is Henrique Demore. To my right, JD Rauchi. In front of us, game number 20 on the year for the Gatemen. They come in today 12-7. Bourne coming in today in the middle of the West Division standings, 9-8-1. Like I said, lost yesterday at Orleans. Just before we start things off here with Tyler Fitzgerald, the Bourne shortstop, who is due to lead off. Some sort of discrepancy with I'm not sure what. We got his name called by the PA announcer. Seemed like we were good to go and get rolling. But a stoppage in play. Something
with the umpires is going on right now.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what it is, but home plate umpire Jeff Merzell going out to talk with third base ump Rick Antonio. Now they'll have a discussion before we get things started here.
I'm talking to the Bourne bench as well. Guys shuffling around inside the Bourne dugout. Third base coach getting involved as well. A little bit interesting today, but let's talk about what's in front of us today. Connor Lunn on the bump for Wareham Gatemen. We talked about him on the pregame show and how his main weapon has been his fastball and how he's still growing into his extended role as he only pitched 1 or 2 innings at a time at USC.
Well, an inning and 2/3 last time out versus Hyannis, but yeah, he's been pitching some long relief outings. Also got a start. This will be his second start this season. And up until the Hyannis game, he was pitching wonderfully. And then Hyannis, he really kind of fell apart when an inning and 2/3, 3 earned, 2 walks. So he was really just struggling to locate the fastball, which is his best pitch. He's got a good long downhill motion, as you can see on the mound. As he finishes up or continues to warm up, really, as we still haven't figured out quite what the issue is. Now it looks like they're talking to the Bourne broadcasters, maybe?
You or someone up there. Their eyes are up by the Bourne broadcasters, but they don't look like they're involved directly in the discussion. I can't imagine why they'd be talking to the Bourne broadcasters. It's nothing about... Do you think it's the netting? Maybe?
The netting looks fine to me.
Yeah.
Looks normal. Looks like we're ready to go here as
that was weird.
Antonio is back to third and Merzell is back to home plate. So this game going to get started a couple of minutes after scheduled first pitch. We're scheduled to go at 6:30. Now we're at 6:34.
Well, it could be worse, all things considered, but Wareham had their 3-game win streak snapped yesterday by the YD Red Sox. They still hold first place in the East. First pitch from Connor Lunn to Tyler Fitzgerald, hammered foul straight back. Fitzgerald, the guy who's been on an absolute tear as of late for the Braves. Been hitting close to 500 in his last few games. He was middling about the top half of the order for a while, but the last few games he's been in this leadoff spot, and he has hit the cover off the ball. So it's like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And certainly nothing broke about this Bourne offense. The Cape Cod League leading team batting average. Lunn ready with the 1-1. Big long windup over his head. Swing and a miss. There's that breaking ball. Bourne batting .280 as a team as well. YD right behind him at .277. Had 10 hits yesterday against the Gatemen. That certainly helped things out. Gatemen registered 8 hits, but like I said, the 4 errors did them in. YD capitalized on a lot of those errors. 1-2 up and away, 2-2.
It was just an uncharacteristic day for the Gatemen. Top fielding team coming into the game. Best fielding percentage, least errors on the season. And it was the basic plays that really ate them up.
Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Went down and away with the breaking ball again. Luke Roscom set up and got exactly what he wanted. That one brought to you by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Fitzgerald retired on the swinging K. 1 up, 1 down here for Bourne. Now that'll bring up one of the more He's a newer guy from Texas Tech. Had himself a heck of a season at Texas Tech. 350 batting average as that one sails upstairs to Mr. Holt, Gabe Holt. Left-handed hitting, 5'10", 170. Sophomore out of Texas Tech. From the windup, swing and a miss.
The numbers this season more than good for Holt. Big 12 Freshman of the Year, all Big 12 first team. That's impressive in a really talented Big 12 conference that had multiple different teams heading to the College World Series, including the Texas Tech team that Holt played for this season.
Yeah, no slouches down there in the Big 12. He's batting .231 so far in his Cape League career. 0 for 5 in a contest against Falmouth, but hits in all his other contests. Slaps that one away foul, 2-2. 2 for 4 in yesterday's loss to Orleans. It'll be Holt followed by Jared Triolo, a guy who we talked about. Horwitz, Lynn, a new face. Murray, Prado, Bradzel, excuse me. Cerratos, and on the bump today, a feared man in Jared DeCesare. 2-2 up and in. You can see him choking up on that bat. Holton getting ready to spoil things away with 2 strikes. Now the count runs full. Infield playing straight up and back on Holt, playing him to push ever so slightly. From the windup, the 3-2. Up and in, he lost him. Luke Roscom can't hold on to it, but no harm, no foul. Gabe Holt is aboard with 1 out.
And so far, it's been for Lund. He's been missing up. That's never a good sign when you're missing up with a fastball, up with the breaking ball. But that's where he's been missing. He's going to have to get pitchers lower in the zone as the heart of this order comes up. Jared Triolo, one of the best hitters on this Braves team, and one of the best hitters that the Gatemen have seen this season, as well as last year in the playoffs. So pickoff attempt is nothing doing there at first base, but Triolo raked against the Gatemen last year in the CCBL Western Division Final.
These two teams, while having only played once, that one is spoiled away, 0-1. Have played only once this year. They are the most rivalrous, I guess, team to Wareham, the two westernmost teams on the Cape, on either side of the Bourne Bridge. Bourne winners in the first contest between these two teams, 4-3. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball again. That missed up, like you said, JD, 1-1.
You can't leave an elevated breaking ball here to Jared Triolo. He will hit it a long way.
Triolo, multiple hits against the Gatemen the last time these two teams played. The 1-1. Upstairs again, 2-1.
He's got 3 home runs on the season, so if you leave anything up in the zone, he will make you pay. And it appears that we have discovered the genesis of the umpire's discussion at the beginning of this game. It looks like the Bourne videographer was set up pretty much in the field of play in a very not great spot down the third base side. So eventually that was all figured out, and everything is now squared away.
Yeah, got to keep everyone safe here. You got to get the shot, but there are plenty of other locations to do that here at Spillane Field. 2-1 spoiled away, 2-2. And this team, a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team, as they are tied, or excuse me, 1 point ahead, as they do have the 1 tie with Catuit in the logjam that is the bottom of the West Division. As Falmouth continues to play good baseball, dropped 1 yesterday, but are playing Catuit here today. One of only 2 games going on the Cape. 2-2 shot foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. Hyannis yesterday winners over Harwich, so they keep pace, or I should say gain a game, as the Gatemen dropped their contest last night, so only a game behind Wareham. Wareham, though, the only team on the Cape with 12 wins. Pickoff attempt. It was closer, but back in there safely is Gabe Holt. One on, one out, scoreless in the top of the first inning. The 2-2 from Lund, working first base side. Holt takes off. This one skied into deep center field, actually. Going back on it, Hunter reaches up and makes the catch for out number 1. Misspoke, that is Jeremy Idens out there in center field. Skylar Hunter still not in the starting lineup. Isaac Collins still in right field. Good sign for him. Don Snetta's like the way he's been producing in his opportunities. Been getting on base at a pretty good clip, and once Isaac Collins gets on base, he's a high IQ, speedy guy. He can hurt you on the base paths. 2 away here, though. For the first baseman Horowitz, we saw him in the last contest between these two teams as well. One. We'll see if Holt takes off. Taking an aggressive secondary, but nothing doing. 1-0 high. Infield playing straight up. Middle infield is slightly pinched, though, even though with 2 outs. Fake steal from Holt. That one shot right back at us. 1-1. Lyle Lynn waits on deck. Hands it back to the bat boy. Two down, the 1-1. Shot back at us again. Spoiling pitches is Horowitz. 1-1 strike away from getting out of this inning. His last appearance, as we touched on, JD, a forgettable one in a game that was eventually a blowout, not in favor of the Gatemen at the hands of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. But the game was still in reach when Lund came in and had, like I said, a pretty forgettable appearance, but it looked good before then. So trying to get back to his old ways. 1-2, quick pickoff move, nothing doing. Back in there standing up is Holt.
And I've been impressed with Lund's pickoff move here. It's pretty quick as a right-handed pitcher, not something you see every day, being able to turn your feet that quickly, and the footwork is certainly there for the right-hander.
The 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2.
Looks like Lund might not be following through completely here. That's what happens a lot when you see pitches miss up, is that guys are finishing off and releasing the ball before they really get through their entire motion. So that's just a matter of mechanics, and Lund settling himself in here.
2-2. Upstairs missed again. Looked like he took a little something off. It wasn't the firm fastball. Maybe a changeup that he couldn't quite grip correctly. Or, like you said, JD, maybe just not pushing through all the way. Trying to reach out and touch the catcher's mitt of Luke Roscom. Holt will be off on the pitch. 2 down, the payoff pitch. Swinging a little dribble over to first base. Lyle Lockhart fields it, crouching down to one knee, and retires the. Welcome back to Spillane Field. My name's Henrique DeMore. To my right, J.D. Rauchi. Bourne Braves got a walk out of Gabe Holt, but left him at first base. Connor Lund bounced back nicely despite some control issues. And now the man on the bump, Jared DeCesare. And man, oh man, has this guy had a good year. Hasn't gone less than 4 innings of work the entire year. Actually has pitched more and more. Pretty much his, as the appearances have gone on for him, 5 innings of work or more in 2 of his last 3 appearances. 16 strikeouts in 14 innings out of George Mason. Only 1 walk, 10 hits scattered as well. He's given up just the 1 earned run. He has been absolutely stellar, but not a hard throw. His fastball isn't his put-out pitch. You can see just kind of the get-me-over variety. That might have looked like a changeup, though, out of his hand. Not sure, to be honest, as he's finishing up his warm-up tosses. Usual suspects at the top of the lineup to face him in the first. For the Gatemen, though, Jeremy Idens playing center field today. Saheed Valenzuela at second, and Austin Shenton in the designated hitter spot. Valenzuela at the shortstop position. Oliver Dunn in the 9-hole is batting 9th in the 2-hole. Idens steps in, seems to have shaken out of the slump that mired his play a few days ago. Saw him register a bevy of strikeouts, but seems to be seeing the ball a little better. Does take strike 1 on the outside corner there, though.
Ides has definitely started to find his stride here again over the last few games. Scored 2 runs yesterday.
The 1-1. Idens takes low. Everybody else going to have to be a little bit of a student of the game and watch every at-bat they possibly can to learn what sort of mistakes could be hit off Decessory. That one sharply hit, but right over to the shortstop, over to first, in time for out number 1. Tyler Fitzgerald on the putout. And Zahid Valenzuela steps in, just about the only guy who had a truly exemplary day at the plate, despite the 5 runs on 8 hits coming for the Gatemen. Valenzuela 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. To say he has produced at a high clip on the offensive side of things would be an understatement. Batting .382 coming into today. Also a very stalwart defensive glove. Take strike 1, back-to-back first pitch strikes from Decessory. That one right down Broadway as well, 0-2. We've seen Valenzuela hit with aplomb from both sides of the plate. Hitting from the left side here, the switch hitter from Cal State Fullerton. 0-2. Spoils that one lazily over the third base bleachers. The 0-2. Same pitch, same result. Valenzuela stays alive. Idens a pretty short at bat, but Valenzuela, despite being down 0-2, putting together a good one here himself. Austin Shenton waits on deck, still hitting above 400, which 20 games into the season is absolutely remarkable considering he is an everyday guy for Wareham. Just upstairs, Zahid Valenzuela with an excellent eye on that one, 1-2.
That's one of the more impressive parts about the game of Zahid Valenzuela is the fact that not only is he a good hitter from both sides of the plate, but he also sees the ball very well from both sides of the plate. I've been very impressed with how multifaceted he is.
Fitzgerald with another putout. Back-to-back 6-3 ones for those of you keeping score at home. Valenzuela retired. But to your point, JD, no, I agree. I mean, that's part of what being a good hitter is seeing the ball very well, tracking it out of his hand, picking up spin. I think even on that 0-2, I think that was an exemplary take because he knew the type of pitch that was coming. It was a firm little fastball, maybe a changeup that took something off it, but the fastball really not too firm out of the hand of Decessory, so changeup make me looking all that more deceptive. But he knew it wasn't going to break at the last second. He wasn't going to get hosed on a late call. Shenton takes ball 1 low. So he was comfortable taking an otherwise appetizing pitch on 0-2. Yeah, bat didn't go his way. As our 2 away here with the bases empty for Shenton, but still a good at-bat put together by Valenzuela. 1-0 low, Shenton in a rare 2-ball count for Decessory. Chopped lazily first base side. This should do it. Over on and makes the unassisted 3-0 putout. We are scoreless after the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second. 0-0 from Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Shop from home year-round on Gatemen.org. You can customize your Gatemen gear from any device, anywhere. We offer a large selection of apparel and unique gifts 24/7, 365. Hard to find sizes, colors, and styles. Youth Clinic registration is also available. Visit us today and remember us for holiday gifts at Gatemen.org. Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
Mezzaluna is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serves Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Scoreless after one. Connor Lund back on the bump after the top of the Gatemen order sat down 1-2-3 by Jared DeCesare. Unfortunately, not too rare an outcome for these Gatemen bats. On the top of the order, especially first time around, it's rare that we see the Gatemen really do a ton of damage. It's been in the middle of the order, the second time around that the Gatemen get things going offensively, routinely speaking. But right now, it is the defense's job to step up after a torrid day yesterday on the field. But so far, so good. As the batter now, Lyle Lynn, out of Tempe, Arizona, didn't move too far up the road. To go to Arizona State, he takes strike one. That one low and away, 1-1. One pitch outside. Two one pitch, checked his swing. Did he go around? No. Breaking ball misses low and away, 3-1.
Lin was born in Taipei, Taiwan. And when he was drafted out of high school at Junipero Cerro High School in California in 2016, he became the first ever Taiwanese-born player to be drafted in the MLB.
He will take ball 4 here.
Of course, he's not the first player from Taiwan to play in the MLB, but he is the first ever to be drafted, because when you think about when guys come over from Taiwan or from Japan or from Korea or somewhere like that, they're usually signed as international free agents. But because Lin played his high school baseball in the United States, he was eligible to be drafted in the first year players draft.
Making a little bit of history is Lyle Lynn. Junipero Serra High School. This is colloquially known J. Serra. Home of the Lions, not too far away from where I live, a real athletic powerhouse in pretty much all the major 3 sports and then some. That one hit into center field, but going over on it, Valenzuela cuts it off from getting into the outfield. And that is one down. Valenzuela intelligently moving to his left, not only to get to the ball, but to set up momentum for a potential doubling up of Lynn, but some savvy base running keeps him at first. 1 out here in the second. Chase Murray is retired. Anthony Prado, the batter. First pitch to him. Up and in. Originally from Staten Island, New York. A Yukon Husky, batting .304 on the year. Had a 3-game hit streak snapped for an 0-for-1 performance. His actually last time out goes down to a knee on that one. Adrian Beltre-esque.
Really wanted that one.
No kidding. That's how dangerous that breaking ball can be from Lund if he locates it correctly. Low and away. Wanted all of it, got none of it. But still just a 1-1 count. Lund working. Took something off. It looked like a changeup there, but it missed upstairs. 2-1. Last time Prado actually saw any action was way back on June 21st when the Braves beat the Gatemen. 4-3, was 0-for-1 in that game, but scored twice. So his first action in over a week spoils that one. 2-2. In 23 at-bats, just 3 strikeouts. When you put the ball in play as often as he does, the .304 average comes as no surprise. 1 on, 1 out, top of the second, scoreless from Spillane. 2-2 skied, shallow right field. Coming back on it, Lockhart looks up with his shades on, circling, and makes the grab for out number 2. Actually popped out of his glove there, but he did secure it. So the out is confirmed by the home plate umpire. 2 away.
Lund's done a better job in this inning of keeping pitches down, working ahead in counts. That's so crucial for him especially as a guy that is still stretching his arm out. Last outing came in just an inning and 2/3, as we mentioned, a closer and a reliever at USC. If he wants to go long and he wants to be a good bridge into the bullpen today for the Gatemen, he's got to keep the pitch count down because his arm still isn't used to throwing as few pitches, or as many pitches, excuse me, as he will in a normal start.
Ball one upstairs. We talked about it on the Gatemen pregame show how important it is for the Gatemen hitters to try to get the most out of DeCesare pitch-wise. Try to extend some at-bats, spoil pitches. And Lund doing a good job of taking matters into his own hands on the pitching side of things for the Gatemen today. 1-0, swing and a miss at a fastball at the letters. Or the rising senior from the University of Hartford. 257 on the year. Pair of homers as well, 6 RBIs. A clean 2-2-2 across the board, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs. A lot of extra base power in this bat. That one plunks off the mask of Roscoe. Lund again, 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Set with the 1-2, the pitch. Late call, but got him looking on the outside corner. That one, of course, brought to you by the law offices, of Lang, Safaris, and Bullard for the second strikeout of the day for Connor Lund. Pair of walks on the day for him, but both of them have been stranded so far. We are going to throw it down to our own Mary Orders shortly here. Or an interview from the dugout, middle of the second inning. But JD, I've been impressed with, like you said, I don't think it has been much more complicated than just keeping pitches down for Lund. It's been nasty when he's been able to do so.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. The breaking ball has looked really good, especially down and away to right-handed hitters. A left-handed guy can lay off something that's down and in. That's a little bit of an easier pitch to lay off. But when it's sweeping through the strike zone like that to a right-hander, then it becomes that much more difficult to hit.
And now we are going to throw it down to our Mary Orders with an interview from the dugout. Take it away, Mary.
Last night, what is the team going to need to do to improve today?
I think it's partially on the defense. We made 4 errors, and that's not the sign of a championship team. So we definitely want to clean that up defensively. And our guys on the mound are improving. We gave up a bunch of runs the previous 2 games before last night. Then we came out and only gave up 5. So that gives the offense something to work with.
And you're not in the starting rotation today, but what are you looking to improve upon in your next games?
I definitely want to, hit a little bit more consistently out here. I think the pitching's obviously really good. But for me, it's just about improving offensively, and I think I'm playing good defense, so just trying to stay there.
Thanks so much, Ryan. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mary. You heard it there. Defense is an integral part of the game, but rarely do you chalk it up. It really doesn't cost you a loss, is what I was trying to say, but it did really just that for the Gatemen this last time around. 4 errors on the day. Usually a stalwart team. Them and YD, the 2 best defenses in the Cape League. But it did them in yesterday. But due to how strongly the Gatemen have started the year, still on top of the league in that category, Bryant Packard chops one over to the shortstop. Tyler Fitzgerald, another put out for him. 1 away here in the second. First 4 retired by Jared DeCesare. Bryant Packard, of course, big news for him. Recent call-up as an alternate to Team USA. So he's still here, obviously, but will probably report sometime soon. And that seems to be, unfortunately, kind of the story for the Gatemen. I mean, of course it happens to teams all around the league, but losing some of these awesome power bats to Team USA is a bit of a bummer, as Packard has started to get the power going in his stick as well. But Lyle Lockhart's a guy who's trying to fill in some big shoes, first with Vaughn and now with Packard. It'll be interesting to see where he slots into the lineup with the departure of Packard. Behind in the count, 0-2 here. 1 pitch away from another strikeout. Lockhart, despite his numbers going up in the offensive categories, batting a season-high 259 on the year. Gutsy take on 0-2. Has not seen the strikeouts quite drop as much as he would like. Now the 1-2. That one rung him up on the outside corner. A very late call, but you can see by the way the home plate umpire started to step back, wind up that right arm. It is, in fact, the first strikeout of the day for Jared DeCesare. 2 away. I mentioned the first take was a gutsy one on 0-2. That one a little tougher to hit as a pitch as there was some late action on it. Looked like a changeup. But that one definitely caught more of home plate. Lockhart rung up. 2 away, bases empty here for Pavin Parks. The 0-1, just low and away, very well located though. One pitch, swing and a miss. Good sharp breaking ball, kept it low. Went about thighs to knees level on the junior from Kent State. Parks batting .200 on the year, but a big fly in that 17-3 demolition of Hyannis earlier this week to cement the Gatemen's place atop the West Division standings. 1-2, just outside. Very well located, though, is exactly where Lyle Lynn behind the plate wanted it, and he got exactly what he wanted. 2-2. Fastball in, sold it well, 3-2. Base is empty, stun starting to go down ever so slightly. Over the left field foul pole at Spillane here. Full count pitch, spoiled straight back. We'll do it again. Infield playing, Parks to pull. You see Prado over there playing almost halfway between first and second. And Spencer Horowitz darn near in right field. Payoff pitch, spoils it again, straight back. Heck of an at-bat being put together here by Pavin Parks, trying to extend the inning for Luke Roscom back in the lineup today. Going pretty much 1 game in, 1 game out with Drew Millis, which is about what we expected going forward.
Going back to Pavin Parks, this is a guy I was really excited about when I heard he was coming to the Gatemen. Had a really good season this year at Kent State. And now he's trying to improve here as he loops one, and that's just an atom ball. That's just a hard hit hit, and it just was hit right at a fielder. Not much you can do about that. That's solid contact, though, from Pavin Parks.
I couldn't agree with you more, JD. A bit of tough luck there, but mowing through the Gatemen lineup is Jared DeCesare. We go to the top of the 3rd inning here from Spillane, 0-0.
The 80 Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit 80makepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority. Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. Enrique DeMore and JD Raunchy bringing you this edition of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. 0-0 is your score, top of the 3rd inning. 9-1-2, Oscar Serrano, Tyler Fitzgerald, and Gabe Holt to face the right-hander from USC, Connor Lunn. 2nd inning went much better for Lunn, despite, statistically speaking, the same result. A strikeout and a walk in each inning, as that one is skied. And almost a collision. Actually, technically was a collision, but it wasn't too bad between Parks and Lunn. They shake it off.
Wonder who actually caught that. I think it's Connor Lunn.
I think it was as well. They're still deliberating about something there, and Luke Roscom with a smile on his face. So he goes back, home plate umpire having a chuckle as well. So some harmless delay of game going on, 1 up, 1 down. Now 4 straight Bourne Braves retired by Connor Lund. Fitzgerald 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Ball outside. Fitzgerald boosting his average to a team-high 349. They started to really hit the cover off the ball since being moved into that leadoff spot. Shoots that one straight back foul. Riding a counted 6-game hit streak for the Bourne Braves. Brought that average from 270 to near 370. 4-hit game against Brewster, 3-hit game against Katuitt, pair of multi-hit games against Orleans, and another one against Brewster. That one shot straight back, 1 and 2.
Looking at his last 5 games, you mentioned he's been on a tear. How about a 480 average over his last 5 games? 5 runs scored, a home run, 9 RBIs. The 9 RBIs leading the team in that span.
I can't imagine anyone's putting up better numbers than that in the RBI category in that sort of span of time. 1-2 waste pitch outside.
And it's even more impressive because he's picking up RBIs from the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
Not many times will you see a leadoff guy lead the team in RBIs or be anywhere near the top of the team in RBIs over any span. So Tyler Fitzgerald has been excellent, but that was just a nasty breaking ball from Connor Lund that rung him up.
Yeah, and Tyler Fitzgerald knew it. He's rung up for the 2nd time today. That one brought to you, of course, by the law offices of Lang, Safaris, and Bullard. He froze, and I think he just kind of looked down at his feet, hoping that the home plate umpire would not call that in favor of Lund. I think everyone in the stadium knew it. Heck of a pitch from Lund, like you said, JD. 3 Ks on the day for the USC Trojan. First pitch now just misses upstairs to Gabe Holt. Freshman of the year in the Big 12, like you said, for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Reached on a walk today, but was stranded at first, back in the first. Shot foul to even the count at 1-1. I mentioned how the rivalry between these two teams hasn't seemed as contentious or rivalry-like as of late. These two teams only played once before. But what started as, or what actually heightened attention is that one is lifted into right field. Collins going back on it, though, and ranging in to make the catch. We'll tell you a little bit more about the history between these two teams when we come back. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning from Spillane. 0-0 is your score on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Welcome back to Spillane Field, 0-0 your score. Almost a third of the way through this one. Luke Roscom will start things off for a Gatemen offense that has been hapless so far. Jared DeCesare has gotten the better of him. Only one strikeout on the day, but has faced the minimum number of batters. Hard-hitting catcher slaps one into right center field. That should get down, and it does. A backhanded grab by the right fielder, Gabe Holt. And aboard with one out is Luke Roscom on a very sharply hit first pitch fastball.
I think sometimes we get lost in what Roscom can really bring to the plate because we don't see him every day. But he's a guy that can give you extra base hits to that right side. He's a really good pull hitter. He has struggled a little bit this season, struggled a little bit in his sophomore season at Nebraska. But when he gets it going, he can really pile it on here for the Gatemen. His on-base percentage, considering his batting average is .231, the OBP of .375, is really, really good. He finds ways to get on base, and he creates offense for the Gatemen. Sometimes a lot better than what Drew Millis can bring to the plate. So that should be something we might be something we see over the next couple of weeks. You know, if Millis continues to struggle, went 0 for 5 yesterday and stranded 6 runners, if he continues to struggle, then we could see Luke Roscom a lot more. I think I prefer Millis's defense to Luke Roscom's defense, but if you're going to play, you got to hit. And right now, Luke Roscom has been the better hitter between the two catchers.
No, I can't disagree with you there, and I think that on-base percentage will kind of keep feeding into us off as Collins lays down a little dribble at third base side. This could be trouble. Barehanded play across the diamond. Bang, bang play. Got him. Well played by Jared Triolo. We saw the Gatemen flub on a couple plays like that, but Triolo comes up with it. But a productive AB for Collins moves Roscom into scoring position for Oliver Dunn.
So it's a productive out for Isaac Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Batting average isn't really where he wants it to be, but the on-base percentage is pretty good, .375 compared to the .231 average. And he's, as we've mentioned a bunch of times, a smart hitter, works counts. And even when he is getting out, his outs are productive, and that's what you need to see from a guy in his position in the 8-hole, because it's not too many times we see 8- and 9-hole hitters, especially in this Gatemen lineup, move runners around the base paths. So if Collins can do that, then he's going to be all the more successful and see more and more playing time. Because look at, this is his 3rd game in a row in right field. And
yeah.
You're losing Bryant Packard, another outfielder, so Jeremy Idens will probably move over and become pretty much the everyday left fielder.
Oliver Dunn lays one into center field. Takes Murray way far back, though. A nice over-the-head catch. Roscom tagging. He'll be into third standing up. Oliver Dunn gave it a ride, but to the deepest part of the ballpark. Tough luck out for him. 2 away with a man at third. That is Luke Roscom, as I mentioned, and now Jeremy Idens getting a second look at DeCesare.
And this is the part of the order now coming through the second time. We got to see the Gatemen adjust to DeCesare here. Roscom has found a way to crack the code that DeCesare has been using, at least in this game. So now that you finally figured out at least how to get a base runner against him, and now you've got him 90 feet away, you got to bring him home.
Chop that one over to Triolo. Nice backhanded play across the diamond. That should do it, and it does. The Gatemen strand the aforementioned Luke Roscom on 3 straight outs after he started the inning off with a single. Still scoreless through 3. We go to the top of the 4th from Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod, so even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. Stores located in Falmouth, Mashpee, Woods Hole, Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, Edgartown, Oak Bluffs, and Vineyard Haven. From beach day to every day, Soft as a Grape has you covered.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority. Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. 0-0 your score. Top of the 4th inning. Both pitchers having their way with opposing offenses. No hits for the Bourne Braves, despite a Cape Cod League leading .270 batting average coming into today, and only 1 for the Gatemen. Pair of walks, though, for the Bourne Braves. Unsurprising that no Gatemen have reached via the walk, just one given up through 16 innings. Coming into today for Jared DeCesare, and now 19 innings, if you count what he has done today. 2 base runners stranded for Bourne, 1 for Wareham. Drew Millis taking the warm-up tosses as Luke Roscom gets into his gear. He was the base runner that was stranded, reached on a single to start the 3rd inning, but was left hanging. Was impressed with that Oliver Dunn out, though. He came into a pinch hit situation with the game on the line, more or less. In last night's affair, the Gatemen were down by 1 to the YD Red Sox here at home. Ended up dropping it 6-5, but had a chance to score with a runner at first and 2 outs. Oliver Dunn came on in a pinch hit appearance, flew out to end the ball game. And Dunn, he struggled at the plate, that's no secret. That batting average dipping below 100, now at 0.94. Not exactly where he wants to be, to say the least, but he had a heck of a year in the Pac-12 for the Utah Utes, JD's favorite mascot of all time.
Okay. Hold on. You should have said that at least with a little bit more sarcasm, because they are not.
Wanted to give you a little bit of a chat.
No problem with the University of Utah or Utah University or anything like that, but I do have a problem with their mascot. It's weird. Like, what's a Ute? I understand it's a Utah person. Not enough for me. But we're going to move on from that and not have that argument again.
No, if you've heard JD and I call enough games this year, you know that we have this argument pretty much every broadcast. That one hammered high and deep into left center field. Jared Triolo goes off the wall in there with a stand-up double. And that one was about this close to leaving the ballpark. And we mentioned on the pregame show and a little bit today what Jared Triolo can do if Jared Lund doesn't keep his pitches down. We saw a prime example of that just now.
That was the problem for Connor Lund in the 1st inning. That's why he got into a little bit of trouble in that first time seeing these Bourne Braves tonight. And when I say trouble, he walked a guy, but he got into a lot of full counts and a lot of 3-ball counts and had to try and dig himself out of it. When he's been keeping the pitches low, especially the breaking ball away to right-handed hitters, he has been very, very successful.
Here comes Spencer Horowitz of Radford. Going to send a routine ground ball over to Oliver Dunn. Nice scoop as it ate him up a little bit. Kept his chest in front of it. Fires over to first to retire Horowitz. But a really productive at-bat. Runner on second, less than 2 outs. What do? Push something to the right side to get the runner 90 feet away with 1 out. And that's exactly what he does for the catcher, Lyle Lynn. Reached on a walk his last time up in the 2nd inning. Went to J. Serra High School, Junipero Serra High School in Southern Cal, like you mentioned. First pitch to him, strike belt level, 0-1. Chase Murray, the center fielder, waits on deck. 0-1 pitch, strike at the knees, very well located by Lund. Good firm fastball, now 0-2. Infield straight up, runner on third, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Bourne trying to strike first blood. That one chopped left side. Parks fields it, looks the runner back, goes across the diamond. Very well played for the 3rd baseman from Kent State, 2 away.
That's a tough break there for Lyle Lynn because that's about the only thing you can do that won't bring the run in to score from 3rd base with less than 2 outs. There's so many ways to get guys in, and over the last couple of days we've seen both the Gatemen and their opponents struggle to get guys in from 3rd base. There have been a lot of runners stranded in scoring position, both ways.
Chase Murray, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket, steps in with 2 away, and that runner still 90 feet away. Trying to break a scoreless tie here. First pitch changeup, got him, strike 1. 314 batting average. Pair of homers as well this year for Murray. 22 hits, 2 of them of the extra base variety that didn't leave the yard. Riding a very nice 6-game hit streak. And before that, a 6-game hit streak, excuse me. So hitless in just 1 of his last 12 games, a really consistent offensive producer. for these Bourne Braves. 1-1 as that one misses outside. Losers last night in Eldridge Park, though, as Orleans came back to win that one 7-6. Just Orleans' sixth win of the year. They pushed their record to 6-11-1. Only 2 games going on today, though, both West Division battles. Katuitt at Falmouth. And here, of course, Wareham against Bourne, that West Division rivalry. It became a little more heated as these two teams faced off in the Western Conference Finals, or Western Division Finals, I should say. 2-1 lifted lazily but surely into left center field for a base knock. Chase Murray aboard, and more importantly, scoring from third, it is Jared Triolo. 1-0 Braves here in the 4th inning.
Not much you can say about that except for the fact that Chase Murray just didn't try to do too much with it. Went the other way on an outside pitch, turned it inside out, and drove in Jared Triolo for the game's first run.
Extends his hitting streak to 7 now. Really impressive work from the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. Anthony Prado steps in. He's 0 for 1, batting just a shade under 300 this year. Takes strike 1 right down Broadway. A 1 pitch, skied foul, first base side. Time is called. Lund and Prado both readjusting. 2 hits, 1 run in this one for the Bourne Braves. Pickoff move over to first. We talked about how good Lund's pickoff move had been, but hasn't had to use it a ton, as didn't really run into a bunch of trouble in the last inning and a half or so of work. The 0-2 way outside, 1-2. Jared Triolo got things started with a leadoff double that almost left the yard. And just some get him on, get him over, get him in baseball for the Bourne Braves, and that's how they take the 1-0 lead here against Wareham. Now Lund set, the 1-2 runner takes off, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Safaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of your Wareham Gatemen this year. Bourne Braves strand 1 but score 1. They lead it 1-0 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network from Spillane Field.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development, online at www.curry.edu.
Get Gatemen gear. Check out the latest styles and colors of your favorite Gatemen apparel. Also in stock, a large selection of Cape League items, including tickets to the All-Star Game. Test your pitching speed and pick up a souvenir ball, all at our merchandise booth.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. 1-0 in favor of the visiting Bourne Braves in this one. Jared Triolo scored after his leadoff double on the RBI single by Chase Murray. Extended that hitting streak to 7. A lot of dangerous bats in this Bourne lineup. We knew that. The dangerous bats in the Wareham lineup have yet to do much of anything to Jared DeCesare, but we knew not to... We knew to set the expectations pretty high for Mr. DeCesare out of George Mason. A .61 ERA coming into today, and that one obviously just getting lower and lower. As he's just given up 1 hit, 1 base runner, and that was Luke Roscom in the 3rd inning. He was stranded at 3rd. Strike 1 is delivered to Sahid Valenzuela. Playing shortstop today for the Gatemen. One misses low, 1-1. Lasered into right field for a base hit. Zahid Valenzuela continues his hot hitting for the second straight inning. Leadoff single for the Gatemen. See what they can do this time around. Promising part of the order coming up, though. Austin Shenton, Bryant Packard, and Lyle Lockhart Jr. for Wareham.
That's what we've seen from Zahid Valenzuela this season. He has just been a catalyst. He has gotten on base early in innings. He has been able to get moved around the base paths pretty efficiently. Valenzuela has been pretty much a revelation since coming from Cal State Fullerton, although because of some hitting woes behind him, he's only scored 5 runs on the year. It seems like every time Zahid Valenzuela has one of those special kinds of games like he did last night, the rest of the lineup falters behind him. Just one of those days. Because, you know, you think back to the Harwich game where he had all 3 runs, had all 3 hits, up until the 8th inning. It was the Brewster game, I should say. Nobody else was hitting behind him. So every day this kid has a huge day, other guys need to back him up. Then he will start becoming more of a catalyst in this lineup for the Gatemen. He can only do so much.
No, I agree with you. To your point, JD, he's done just about everything he can. Put himself on base. He's hit the ball hard. All parts of the park. And it certainly helps when you can bat from both sides of the plate. And Austin Shenton trying to help him out, but in an 0-2 hole. Lyle Lynn setting up low and in. Fouls that one off his glove, it looked like. Maybe his helmet. But 0-2, we will do it again. Shenton 0 for 1 today. I think this is the first time in a long time that the batting average for Shenton has dropped below 400. Yes, indeed, 397. Still, obviously, very stupid good. But his sustained success has been truly remarkable. The base knock here could boost it back over that mark. The 0-2. Swinging a ground ball over to first. This could be 2. Over to Fitzgerald. Back to first. In time, a 3-6-3 double play. Clears the thread. Jared DeCesare. 2 down for Bryant Packard.
And that's what I mean when I say Valenzuela has tried to be a catalyst the very best he can. And Austin Shenton is normally hitting behind him. He hasn't been a problem for him. But like I said, it seems when it almost is a trade-off. When Valenzuela gets on, Shenton doesn't. When Shenton gets on, Valenzuela doesn't. When Valenzuela has a big game, Shenton has a normal game. And when I say normal, he goes like 1 for 3. So it's just, as we've mentioned a couple of times, it's just been the consistency from this Gatemen lineup. There have been consistent hitters. It's just whether or not they're all having a consistent day on the same day. That's been the problem. And when I say problem, I mean the Gatemen are still 12-7 on the season. They're still the top team of the Cape.
Chopped over to third base. This should do it. Triolo across the diamond, and the side is retired. Still 1 over the minimum number of batters faced by Jared DeCesare. He's dominating the Gatemen lineup here, and his team leads 1-0 because of it. We go to the top of the 5th inning here from Spillane. 1-0 Braves on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The 2018 Cape League All-Star Game will be played at White House Field in Harwich Sunday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., gates open at 2. One highlight will be the Cumberland Farms home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Support the Gatemen in part by purchasing your ticket right now at the merchandise booth. Tickets are just $5.
Head on over to BB's Bar & Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar & Grill for their support.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. My name's Henrique de Moritz. To my right is J.D. Rachi. 1-0 for the visiting Bourne Braves here. Jared DeCesare has all but dominated this Gatemen pitching staff. The only guy who has had any success off him is Zahid Valenzuela and Luke Roscom. Valenzuela put away on the 3-6-1, I should say. Double play for those of you keeping score at home off the bat of Austin Shenton. Not often we see him be a negative force at the play, but hey, everybody's got to bounce into a double play at some point. Connor Lund, meanwhile, his day is done. Had a solid outing. Really, he only gave up the 1 run, had a pair of strikeouts as well. His breaking ball was working well, as we were talking about, JD. He will make way for number 30. That's Ken Waldachuk. We haven't seen him since that Hyannis game, of course, where he started. It's the first time we've seen him in relief out of St. Mary's. Aside from that ugly start against Hyannis, he has been a top-tier pitcher for the Gatemen. Him and Joey Matulovic anchoring down the top of that rotation. 5.10 ERA, but before that had given up just 1 earned run in 9 innings. Does have his 14 strikeouts still in 12 innings of work. Delivers strike 1 at the knees. To his counterpart in the number 30 jersey, Ashton Bardzell of Hartford. 0-1, chopped hard and through the left side for a base hit. Seemed like a good, well-located pitch from Waldachuk. Really not a great swing on it from Bardzell, but he hit it hard. Just rolled over it and put it in the right part of the field. Oscar Serratos now the batter with a man aboard.
Serratos is one of those guys that, considering his numbers this season at Georgia Tech, you might not think he'd have all that much success here on the Cape, although he did it 311 as a freshman. In limited time, though, with only 31 starts, 38 games played, as he also doubled out of the bullpen, but the numbers for him have been pretty good here on the Cape, hitting about just around the 320 mark this season in the best summer league in the country.
You can definitively say that for sure. That one grounded over to second, could be 2. To second for 1, but they will settle for that. That's coming a little awkwardly towards the bag was Oliver Dunn. Couldn't exactly anchor himself to fire the throw over to first, so a 6-4 fielder's choice for those of you keeping score at home is how Serratos reaches, but the Gatemen do get an out here in the 5th.
And I think Oliver Dunn was looking for Saeed Valenzuela to throw it more to the back of the bag. He kind of led him, and then Dunn would have had to hop over the slide of Bardzell coming into second base to be able to turn it. Would have been a tough turn either way, especially with Serratos with pretty decent speed heading down the base paths.
Serratos, like you said, a good year at Georgia Tech this year. Stolen base is a part of that as well. Now showing bunt to try to help Serratos utilize his speed and get him into scoring position. Fitzgerald shows it, but pulls it back, or excuse me, fouls it off, I should say, 0-1. Fitzgerald 0 for 2 today. Pair of Connor Lund strikeouts are all he's had at the plate. Final line on Lund, 4 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for the sophomore from USC. Breaking ball misses way up and away. 1-1. Now pickoff attempt from the lefty Waldachuk. Can definitely be a little more deceptive as a left-hander. We talked about Connor Lund's pickoff move a bit earlier in the broadcast and how good it was. And part of that is quick feet, switching up your timing. 1-1 up and away, 2-1. But for a lefty like Waldachuk, if that right leg comes up, as soon as it goes forward, you're committed. You got to go forward to the plate. But if you're hanging in kind of that limbo spot at the peak of your kick, you're stretched down to home, if you will. 3-1, that misses outside. You can still shoot over to first. Gonna be a little more careful on the base paths, but I'm sure there's no new information to Oscar Serratos. That's out of the 9-hole for Bourne. A 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tipped it into the glove of Roscom. Waldachuk sets. The 3-2 pitch. Swinging a little dribbler towards the Wareham on deck circle. Will do it again. Jared DeCesare of George Mason. Unusually low strikeout day for him. Just 1 through his 4 innings, but he has been stellar. And that one got him on the inside corner. Flipping the bat over to first base was Tyler Fitzgerald. He goes down by the way of the K for the 3rd time today. First time at the hands of Ken Waldachuk. That one brought to you, of course, by Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. 2 away here with a runner aboard. That's still Serranos for Gabe Holt.
This is what I talked about in pregame. This was my key to the game. Limit the effect that the big 3 can have on you. Jared Triolo has not been limited thus far. 1 for 2 with a double and a run score, but at least you're limiting Tyler Fitzgerald, who comes into this game red hot. Now 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Spencer Brickhouse, the other part of the big 3, who is not playing, at least not yet. We could see him in a pinch hit appearance at some point this season, at some point in this game. But at least you're limiting Fitzgerald. Now the offense for the Gatemen has to start doing its part.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. Tyler Fitzgerald, like you said, absolutely stellar. In these last 5 games, batting at a .480 clip, to be exact. You're impressed when a guy can get on base near half the time. This kid is getting a base hit darn near half his at-bats. 1-1 low, so that's made him anchored to that leadoff spot. Bourne Braves not messing with a good thing. Trying to push above, or I should say well above the 500 mark on the year. Something they've had a battle with kind of all year. It's a very talented team, and their offense really is their calling card. They can hit for power, but they just hit the ball hard. Like you said, the big 3 have anchored that down for Bourne. 2-1 right at the knees, 2-2. Top of the 5th, 1-0 Braves. They got one across in the 4th via the Chase Murray RBI single to score Jared Triolo. Having, as JD has harped on, an immediate impact on the offense for the Bourne Braves. 2-2 from Waldachuk. Swinging a fly ball, foul down the left field line. We'll do it again. 2 down, 1 aboard. The 2-2 from Waldachuk. Breaking ball. Missed just low and away. And they're going to call it a late strike. In disbelief, staring down the home plate umpire, Gabe Holt. He is rung up. 2nd strikeout of the day for Waldachuk. Luke Roscom just had to complete the play, put the tag on Holt, and then got the affirmative call from the home plate umpire. Bit of a wonky strikeout, but that is how the Braves go down in the 5th. Halfway through this one, 1-0 visitors on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
The Bay Point Golf Club offers a unique collection of 18 championship golf holes, a beautiful banquet facility, and a club host that has a fully stocked pro shop. The Bay Point Grill is a perfect place to grab a meal or watch a game. The course is located off of Onset Avenue in Buzzards Bay. The Gatemen thank you for your support.
Are you hungry? Visit the concession stand for some new menu items. Try fried dough, chicken fingers, or french fries along with your regular favorites, hot dogs, burgers, cold drinks, and ice cream. Proceeds from the concession stand support the Gatemen and the Wareham High DECA program.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, 1-0 Gatemen. Halfway through this one, Jared DeCesare, probably no surprise, back out there to start his 5th inning of work. You will face Lyle Lockhart, Pavin Parks, and Luke Roscom. 5, 6, 7 for the Gatemen. Just 1 hit between the 3 of them. Lockhart 0 for 1 with a strikeout. DeCesare pulling a Greg Maddox here. 39 pitches coming into this 4th inning. That was the 40th one of the day. That's part of the reason why he's been able to go so deep into games. 5 innings is deep for a start in the Cape League. Rip and a miss. Lockhart down to an 0-2.
Cesare has been incredibly efficient, and he has just baffled this Gatemen lineup for the most part. 2 hits allowed through 4 innings, and pretty much nothing has been harmless aside from leaving Luke Roscom stranded at third base. So there really hasn't even been an opportunity for the Gatemen to score outside of that one, and even that was a weak opportunity. Only got over there with 2 outs.
It's been a bit of a struggle, to say the least, to get the bats going for Wareham, but a shot, diving catch by Tyler Fitzgerald. Just been that kind of day for Wareham. We mentioned even the hard hit balls like the one off this guy's bat, Pavin Parks, being nabbed by actually the middle infield for the Bourne Braves. Diving stop from Fitzgerald puts away Lockhart. Just got to tip your cap to him. Should have been a bona fide single, but Parks will now bat with the bases empty and 1 out.
Just one of those things, one of those days. Hit the ball hard against a good pitcher. You just can't find the gaps.
That one hit hard down the right field line, but foul.
Or you get out in front of a pitch.
Or that, yes. Pavin Parks gave it a ride. And that was one of my favorite sensations at the plate. A high inside fastball, turning on it, knowing you ripped the thing 200-300 feet down the line. Not that I was hitting ball 300 feet, but you get the idea. But just a little out in front of that one was Parks. Gives that one a ride into center field, but routine. Murray coming in on it and makes the grab. Had Parks played pretty deep out there. Not a cheap porch here at Spillane Field. 412 to dead center. Looked like he was played about 380 feet from home plate. Now Luke Rosk will bat with the bases empty and no one out. Or 2 down, I should say. Roscom bats in that tall stance, swinging a miss at a first pitch breaking ball from DeCesare. We've seen guys take that kind of swing for Wareham all too often today. It's a testament to how good DeCesare has been. Little dribbler towards the Wareham on deck circle, and very quickly 0-2.
One thing we haven't touched on is that DeCesare's delivery is a little bit funky. It's a little bit deceptive. Leans himself back, almost has 2 leg kicks in there.
And gets a strikeout there of Luke Roscom, just his second of the day. But the Gatemen go down all too easily. DeCesare continues to roll, still under 50 pitches through 5 innings. And Bourne Braves still lead at 1-0. To the top of the 6th we go from Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
Founded in 1854, the Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company is the world's largest cranberry grower and private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gatemen and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
One 1-0 Braves from Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network. My name's Henrique DeMore. To my right, J.D. Rauchi. Thank you so much for tuning into this presentation of Gatemen Baseball on our YouTube live stream, wherever, whyever, and wherever you are doing so from. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors for Bourne. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for your Wareham Gatemen. Both pitchers have looked dominant. Actually, I should say all 3 as Ken Waldachuk steps onto the bump for the Gatemen to start his 2nd inning of work. Luke Roscom late out to his perch, probably more accurately, behind home plate, as he was the 3rd out of the inning. But Waldachuk has been good in relief of Connor Lunn. Had a pretty uneventful fifth inning. Surrendered the leadoff single to Ashton Bardzell, but they retire him on a fielder's choice and a pair of strikeouts, both of the looking variety, to retire 1 and 2 for the Bourne Braves. That'll give way to Jared Triolo of Houston, teammate of Lyle Lockhart Jr. over there at first base. Takes strike one. Has doubled and flown out in this game so far. Breaking ball hammered, foul down the third base line, 0-2.
Triolo, the second member of the big three in the starting lineup today. If you're Waldachuk, you can't let him hurt you here. Gatemen offense has been mystified by Jared DeCesare thus far.
That one lazily hit into center field. Waldachuk left a breaking ball upstairs on 0-2, and Jared Triolo capitalized. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but if you leave someone up in the zone for Jared Triolo, he's going to hurt you, and that's exactly what he did there. That's what he did on the double they launched into center field in the fourth inning. So back-to-back at-bats for him, where he started things off for the Braves with a base runner aboard. Spencer Horwitz 0 for 2 today, trying to capitalize on that.
Good thing for Horwitz was the last out he produced. The 4-3 put out to Oliver Dunn, the second baseman, was a productive one. Moved Jared Triolo on up. Hasn't been that way since for this Bourne lineup, and really the difference today has been the extra base hit for Jared Triolo. Everything else really has been pretty much the exact same thing as the Gatemen. They just haven't been able to get anything going offensively. They've got 3 hits on the day. The Gatemen have just 2 against DeCesare. Gatemen have yet to have, or have had only 1 runner in scoring position, and that's the same thing that Bourne has had. They've had only the 1 runner in scoring position. The difference is Triolo got brought in.
Yeah, and I was going to say, that seems to be, it's that all-important runner in scoring position. And if this game keeps going like this, that Luke Roscom single, and that one is drills on the right shoulder of Spencer Horwitz. He's aboard, and that'll push, kind of just as we were talking about, Jared Triolo into scoring position yet again. Lyle Lynn squandered an opportunity his last time up to score. Jared Triolo, as he was on third base, he chopped one over to Pavin Parks. Parks fielded it perfectly, looked Triolo back to third, got it across the diamond, 2 down, but the guy on deck, Chase Murray, continued his torrid stretch at the plate and brought in his teammate to make it 1-0 Braves. That one chopped over to Parks, and it got over his glove. They're going to hold up Triolo at third, though. So now again, this time with nobody out. That one just took an odd hop off the left side of Pavin Parks, and he taps his chest twice, saying, hey, that's on me. Acknowledging fault for that one. We'll see exactly how they score it, because it didn't make contact with Parks, so that sometimes just that facet alone will make the score rule in favor of the batter, saying, yeah, he got a hit. We'll see exactly what comes of this opportunity. Bases loaded for Chase Murray. Nobody out in the 6th.
Probably the worst part of that fact that got over the glove of Pavin Parks was it could have been 2 outs. And the complexion of this inning really changes. If there's only a runner on at third and 2 outs, then you can produce an out in any way you want. They are going to score it as an E5.
So Parks not given the benefit of the doubt there. Bases juiced, first error of the day for Wareham. 1-0 pitch, hard ground ball through the right side for a base hit. Triolo going to score easily. Horwitz held up at third. Everybody moves up a base, and the Gatemen are doubled up here 2-0 in the 6th inning.
Second baseman, number 11, Anthony Prado from UConn.
This has been the problem for the Gatemen. Pretty good start from Connor Lunn, and then the bullpen has struggled. It's interesting, we're actually seeing the reverse of what happened in Hyannis. Ken Waldachuk started that game last Tuesday at McKeon Park, and then Connor Lunn came on in relief, and now we're seeing the exact opposite. Lunn getting the start, Waldachuk with the relief appearance, but in both games, the relief pitcher has struggled in the early part of their outing.
It is a bit of a bummer as ball one's taken low by Anthony Prado for 2 today, because, in theory, you give up 2 runs over 6 innings, you think, you should win a few ball games. You should be in a good place. But you got to talk about Daniel DeCesare and how he single-handedly has stifled the Gatemen bats. They haven't really gotten much of anything going against him. And he's made an otherwise, aside from this inning, the Gatemen pitching staff has been holding a dangerous Bourne Braves lineup in check. But this inning, The potential with one swing of the bat to go from bad to worse. This should help things out, though. Infield pop-up. Should go over to Pavin Parks. He reaches up and makes the catch, and a big, harmless out here in the 6th inning. Bases still loaded, though, for Ashton Bardzell.
Infield fly rule in effect there, but Pavin Parks comes over and makes the play anyhow. Just to make sure things are exactly the way they need to be.
One away, bases loaded for the Hartford left fielder. 1 for 2 single to start things off in the 5th inning. He was the first man Waldachuk faced, starting his second go round. Around this Braves lineup, 0-1 is the count to him, though. 6 man to bat in this inning for Bourne. Oscar Serratos, a fellow Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket, waits on deck, along with Chase Murray, who's got both RBIs today. His team leads it 2-0 here in the top of the 6th inning.
Remember back to the beginning of this inning, Jared Triolo got it started. Ken Waldachuk had him 0-2, and then he just left to pitch up. It's the little mistakes you make against good hitters that can really turn the tide of a game.
The 0-2. Swinging a high fly ball, right center field. Collins under it. Reaches up and makes the catch, tagging from third. The throw will go into third. They will surrender the run. That one gets away almost from Pavin Parks. Could have been ugly. Collins made the play, so a sacrifice fly, though. For Ashton Bardzell, his first RBI of the day. Oscar Serratos will bat with 2 on and 2 outs, but now with a 3-0 lead for Bourne.
It's a great play by Isaac Collins. Not a natural right fielder, but knowing that the fact that he was not going to be able to pick off Spencer Horwitz at home, might as well keep a runner at second instead of at third. And a decent throw. It was a little bit offline, but it was enough to scare Lyle Lynn back to second base.
And we mentioned how Isaac Collins has started in right field now 3 straight games, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, JD, but that was only the second ball hit in the air to him. He's gotten some singles on the ground, right? He's had to chase some stuff in the right center gap. But as far as pop-ups, I think that was only the second or third thing hit to him in 3 games.
He did not have one hit to him against Tyanis, but he did have an outfield put out yesterday against YD. So, hasn't been challenged yet.
No.
Although I know you can't exactly aim where you're going to get hits, but if you're going to be able to hit something to the right side, hit it at Isaac Collins, because you can take advantage of some of the lack of experience he has out there. He's played well so far, but still not an everyday outfielder, not a natural outfielder.
And like you said, JD, that's what makes that throw to third, or at least the decision to throw to third, all that more impressive because, you know, in the heat of the moment, you're trying to preserve a manageable deficit for your team. You think, maybe I can try and hose this guy at the plate, make a spectacular play. But opting to do the smart thing, Collins gets it into third, limits the threat. The 0-2, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Third strikeout of the day for Waldachuk, and the side is retired. Bourne Braves strike for 2 more. They also strand 2. They lead it 3-0. Go to the bottom of the 6th here from Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located in Wareham Crossing, Coastal Orthodontics, longtime sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen, knows the importance of a healthy smile. Dr. Kevin Oliveira and his team at Coastal Orthodontics are a patient-focused practice, delivering professional, effective orthodontic treatment based on the individual clinical needs of each patient, resulting in beautiful smiles in a timely manner. With 10 years of experience using Invisalign, Coastal Orthodontics uses the most up-to-date dental equipment.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs. The Gatemen wish to thank Patty Wild and the trustees of the John Wild Charitable Trust for their continued support of Gatemen Baseball in Wareham.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. My name's Henrique DeMore. To my right, J.D. Rachi. Out in front of us on the field. Bourne Braves take the field after scratching across 2 more runs. Sacrifice fly and an RBI single for Chase Murray. The sacrifice fly off the bat of Bardzell. For Jared Triolo scoring 1 of the 2 runs, his second of the day. 3-0 Bourne Braves. And the guy who has baffled the Braves all day, back on the hill, much to the chagrin of these Wareham Gatemen batsmen. Jared DeCesare continues his day. He's kept his pitch count remarkably low, 52 through 5 innings. Isaac Collins will step up here, 8-9-1 to face DeCesare, Collins, Dunn, and Idens.
And Collins has been at many times a catalyst. Think about the 9-run third inning a couple of nights ago at Hyannis. He got that going with a double. He's also back against Harwich in the third or fourth game of the season at Spillane Field. He got the bottom of the 9th inning going with a pinch hit walk and was able to come around and score the game-winning run and an RBI sac fly from Brian Packard. So if he continues to be a catalyst here, it will only increase this time he sees in this Gatemen lineup.
Rocks one foul down the third base line, 0-2. But I couldn't agree with you more. Sort of a Sahid Valenzuela type of player. Quick on the base paths. Middle infielder, smaller guy. Smart player, takes good at-bats. Can hit the ball hard. And takes a utilitarian, team-based approach to the game at the plate. 0-2, lifted, high and deep into right field. Hole going back, he looks up, and it's gone! Isaac Collins with the solo shot. And the contact bat morphs into a power one for the first Gateman run of the day, 3-1 Bourne in the 6th.
And that's how you be a catalyst right there. Isaac Collins going deep. We saw him hit one in the first preseason game of the year against the Newport Gulls. He hadn't flashed much power since then. But Jared DeCesare has been an absolute mystery to the Gatemen hitters this season, or excuse me, in this game. And Isaac Collins finally figured him out. Second at-bat he saw today. And he goes yard, and the Gatemen are right back in it.
Just a 2-run deficit now for Oliver Dunn as he takes ball 1. And how big is that? Confidence boost to take DeCesare, who has baffled even the best of your hitters all day. Take him deep over the right field wall. Switch hitting Isaac Collins batting from the left side with some pop. Just the second earned run given up all year for DeCesare. Oh, that is the 6th run he's given up. And Oliver Dunn gives this one a ride, but again, right to the center fielder, Chase Murray. A couple of tough breaks for Oliver Dunn. That batting average continues to dip, but the contact seems to be better for him.
Yeah, like I said, with the Paven Parks line out, and then you think back to the Lyle Lockhart line out in the last inning. The Gatemen are hitting the ball hard. They're just not finding the gaps. And although Oliver Dunn's problems have not really been of that variety thus far, it's been the fact that he has gotten down in counts early as Jeremy Idens delivers a single into left field for a hit. It's good to see him start swinging the bat a little bit better. I'm talking about Dunn. Starting to putting some good wood on the ball. Eventually you will find the gaps. The Gatemen had struggled to find the gaps early in this game. Now they've got 2 hits in the inning. They had just 2 hits in the first 5 innings, so the bats are starting to come alive here against a really good pitcher in DeCesare.
And baseball is just that kind of game. It doesn't exactly reward you for isolated instances of mechanical genius on the plate, at the plate or on the mound, but it does reward consistency. And if Oliver Dunn keeps hitting the ball like that, find himself in the lineup, he will be just fine. Taking off from first, Jeremy Idens. Over to second is Sahid Valenzuela. Productive out, moves him into scoring position for the always dangerous Austin Shenton. Idens with a good jump, able to cement himself into scoring position. Might have been a double play otherwise.
Would have been tough play for the second baseman, Prado, ranging to his left. He would have had to turn, spun, and then thrown to second base. I think either way he probably would have gone to first. Get the sure out, as they say, but nonetheless, still a productive out, as you said, from Sahid Valenzuela. So now Austin Shenton, who is 0 for 2. You don't see many 0 for anythings for Austin Shenton.
No.
So he is due for a hit here. Just by numbers.
Yeah. And he slaps that one into right field, and wouldn't you know it, a base hit. Rounding third hard is Jeremy Idens from second. He will score standing up, and the Gatemen now slice the deficit to 3-2. Austin Shenton comes through with an RBI base knock.
Due for a hit. What does he do? Slaps one going pole side to the right fielder, Gabe Holt. And he continues to produce. There's not much more you can say about it. Austin Shenton has been the best hitter on this Gatemen team, and now you got another really dangerous guy with a runner at first, and Brian Packard. And with one swing of the bat, the way DeCesare is leaving pitches up, we could see a Gatemen lead in the very near future.
The longest we have seen a starter go this year in the Cape League, and that one in the dirt. Shenton taking off. Pretty awful jump, though. He tried to be aggressive, but it did not pay off. Brian Packard's at bat will have to wait until the 7th, but the Gatemen do get 2 back. They trail by 1. We go to the top of the 7th inning here from Spillane Field. 3-2 Braves on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
South Coast Health, operators of Charlton Memorial Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital, and Toby Hospital, delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Health, the best care plus something more.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini-golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line. Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, top of the 7th inning. The Gatemen got 2 back. Isaac Collins went deep. Austin Shenton with an RBI single to bring home the center fielder, Jeremy Idens. Right back in this one are the Gatemen. Ken Waldachuk out for his 3rd inning of work. A messy 6th. Not helped out by his defense, though. Gave up 2 runs, only one of them earned, though, but the Bourne Braves still do lead it by 1. They were 4-3 winners over the Gatemen last time these two teams played, and a 1-run lead here into the late innings as Jared DeCesare finally figured out by these Gatemen bats. And the 6 innings of work, correct me if I'm wrong, have you seen a longer start from anyone on the Cape this year as strike one's delivered at the knees to Tyler Fitzgerald?
Not that I can think of. I know a couple of guys that maybe gone 5 innings, but certainly nothing in the way of now working into a possible 7th inning of work for DeCesare, and that's a testament to how efficient he was through the first 5 innings he threw.
He was absolutely awesome. Finally got that pitch count over the 70 mark, but was putting up Greg Maddox-esque numbers through the first few innings of work. But Isaac Collins took him deep from the left side, the switch hitting utility man. I guess it's not really fair to call him a middle infielder anymore, as he has started the last 3 games in right field. From Creighton, took him deep over the right field wall. His first big fly of the year. 2-2 as that one catches the up or outside corner to the righty Fitzgerald. Base is empty, the 2-2. Swinging a line shot foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. Now one shot foul down the right field line as well, so we'll do it one more time. Fitzgerald has had his fantastic run seemingly come to a screeching halt here. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, 2 from Lund, 1 from Waldachuk, and he tips that one into the glove of Luke Roska. Make that 4. As there's argument from the Bourne dugout, they think he tipped it into the ground and Roskam picked it up. Gatemen have thrown it around the horn. Home plate umpire insists it's another strikeout. There is going to be an argument from the Bourne coaching staff. That was a 50-50 call. We don't have the best vantage point from here. But should that hold up, it would be Waldachuk's 4th strikeout of the day, and it would be brought to you by Langex, Safaris, and Bullard. It would be the first out of the inning. Bases empty for Gabe Holt, another guy who toured season at Texas Tech. but has yet to get it going here. 0 for 2 with a walk, and the strikeout call does indeed hold up. 1 away with the bases empty. First offering to Hull sends it right back into center field. A base knock, his first of the day. Braves have something going here with 1 out in the 7th.
Another breaking ball left up. That has been the nemesis of Ken Waldichuk today. He has struggled to find the strike zone, or at least find a good part of the strike zone, an unhittable part of the strike zone with the breaking ball. And if he wants to try to get out of this inning unscathed and keep it at just a 1-run game here for the Gatemen, he's going to have to start locating it better.
First pitch upstairs, gutsy swing there as that was about neck level. But Jared Triolo, who's singled or has had a base hit in his last 2 at-bats, a double and a single, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, respectively. Feeling good about his swing, tried to put a charge into that one, instead fouled it straight back into the screen, 0-1. 3-2 Braves. Ken Waldichuk and company trying to keep it here and give an offense that has suddenly figured out Jared DeCesare, although I can't imagine DeCesare would come out for the 7th inning, although I suppose it's certainly a possibility. His pitch count's still sort of low, but at 72 I figure his day is done, but we'll see. 0-1 misses way high. Luke Roscom can't hold on to it. Pops out of his glove. Over to second in a scoring position is Gabe Holt.
Those are the kind of errors you can't have, whether it be mental or physical for the Gatemen. Ball was certainly catchable for Roscom, and he just missed. It's the fact of the matter. Now
Pitch
they're going
out.
to intentionally walk Jared Triolo. Create a force at any base, so at least Triolo doesn't get to swing the bat. I suppose that is the positive of this outcome.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. As Triolo, we talked about it right from the get-go in the pregame show, how dangerous he could be. Has certainly made his presence felt. Has reached base 3 times now. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, but it has been the middle bottom of the lineup that has produced the runs, including Chase Murray, who waits in the hall, but now Spencer Horwitz of Radford steps in. 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch in the 6th and came around to score on the sac fly by Ashton Bardzell, the 8-hole man. I made it 3-0 before the Gatemen scratched across 2 of their own in the bottom half of the last frame, excuse me. Isaac Collins and Austin Shenton, 2 RBIs. Waldichuk missed badly with the first one. What does he bounce back with here on 0-1? Goes with a lazy breaking ball, but finds the outside part of the zone, 1-1.
That's the kind of breaking ball location you need if you're Ken Waldichuk. Out of the zone, or not out of the zone, but in the zone on the outside corner. Low enough so that Spencer Horwitz, a pretty good hitter, can't do much with it.
Middle infield ready for that double play. Valenzuela holding on Holt at second. Another breaking ball, left it up and just missed. 2-1.
Thought that pitch looked better than the last one, but our home plate umpire didn't agree.
Yeah, he did leave it up, but he located it better laterally, shall we say. It was not a fantastically hittable pitch and was called a ball, true to form. 2-1. That one shot straight back. Another breaking ball from Waldichuk. 2-2.
Pretty good backdoor slider there from Waldichuk. Sought break from crowding Horwitz to the inner half into the strike zone, and he had to offer at it. And now a similar pitch here, you could strike him out because he'll have to be protecting with 2 outs, or excuse me, with 2 strikes.
2 on, 1 out. The 2-2. Swung on and driven deep into right field. This will get a couple runs in. Rounding third hard is Gabe Holt. He will score easily. And they're actually going to hold up Jared Triolo at third. The Bourne Braves get one back. They make it 4-2. Spencer Horwitz delivers with the RBI double.
It's just a heartbreaker for Ken Waldichuk. You get a good hitter in Horwitz, to 2 strikes, and then Things just kind of fall apart. You leave another pitch up, and he handles it.
Now Lyle Lynn, the batter. 0 for 2 has grounded out, walked, and reached on an error in the 4th, 2nd, and 6th innings, respectively, getting his second at-bat in back-to-back innings. Takes a ball that skids into the dirt, 1-0. Infield in for the Gatemen, trying to keep this at a 2-run deficit. The 1-0. Foul is straight down onto Luke Roscom's foot. Looking forward, the Gatemen will play another middle-of-the-pack West Division rival in Cotuit at Lowell Park tomorrow. 1-1 breaking ball. This is inside, 2-1. First pitch at 5 o'clock for that one at the lightless Lowell Park. So early starts to make sure you get entire games in. At least try to, anyway. The 2-1 from Waldachuk in the dirt to 3-1. One base knock could break this game wide open. 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball very well located, low and in. Kind of nodding his head in agreement as Lyle Lynn saying, okay, that's fair. Got to beat me one more time, though. Count is still full. 1 away, 2 on, infield in for Wareham. Bourne trying to walk away. Winners in this one. 3-2 low in the dirt. Did he go? No, says the second base umpire. It did look like Lynn, he did think about offering at it, and he turned his body some, but another free pass given up by Gatemen pitching. And Chase Murray, who already has 2 RBIs on the day, here will bat with the bases loaded. And only 1 out. Mound meeting called. Jim Lawler out there to discuss strategy, and you can you can discuss investment strategy with Joe Crespi from Merrill Lynch, who sponsors this trip to the mound. No pitching change, though, as this is Waldachuk's mess to clean up. I think rightfully so, but I imagine no matter how this inning ends, this will be Waldachuk's last frame. Got to get by the dangerous Chase Murray, center fielder today from Georgia Tech, ripping a miss at a fastball right down the middle, 0-1.
Murray 2 for 3 today, a pair of RBIs. 2 singles for him. It's been dangerous. Try to keep that going here against the left-hander Waldachuk.
Delivers that one sharply hit. Lyle Lockhart to first and holds it. He couldn't decide where to go with that one. Was thinking about third, second, and home all at the same time. It all culminated in nothing. No throw from Lockhart, but a valuable out still made. But scoring from third, Jared Triolo on the indecision. Over to third, Horwitz. Over to second, Lyle Lynn. And Chase Murray with his 3rd RBI of the day. This one coming via the 3 unassisted ground out. Anthony Prado, the batter, was retired via the infield fly rule his last time up. Takes strike 1, low and in. Prado out of UConn. And pitch fouled off Luke Roscom's mask, 0-2. Didn't even flinch back there. Infield now back to normal depth. Ken Waldachuk trying to induce some weak contact. Roscom sets up low and outside the 0-2. Breaking ball outside, he missed it, 1-2.
Good pitch.
Yeah.
I like that pitch, outer half. Prado would have had to chase. Doesn't do much for you here. It's just the first ball of the at bat. So now Waldichuk can go and attack him. Maybe run a fastball inside.
Goes the breaking ball there, leaves it up. Oliver Dunn going to field it on one hop. And over to first. A high throw, but Lockhart reels it in. And the side is retired. Two more runs, come across for the Bourne Braves, but they also strand two. Stretch time here at Spillane. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Gatemen trail by 3 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent, or for live music every weekend, located on Route 105 in Marion.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. My name is Henrique DeMore, joined by J.D. Rachi on the YouTube live stream. Welcome on in. Thanks for tuning in wherever, whyever, and whenever you are doing so. Back to work is Jared DeCesare, which is surprising to me, given that he got, I wouldn't go with right to rocked in the last inning, but he got roughed up a little bit.
He got knocked around.
Yeah, a couple of hard hit balls. And DeCesare out there. DeCesare out there for his 7th inning of work, and this is the longest we've seen any one pitcher go this year. 7 innings, obviously not a rarity, and starts in the big leagues and even at the college level. But out on the Cape League, it is a rarity. Usually 4, maybe 5 innings, regardless of how well you do, just due to pitch and inning limits set by college coaches. Clearly, down to George Mason, and Brian Packard gives that one a ride high and deep. Looks up, and it's gone. Solo shot for Brian Packard off the bat. Everybody knew it. Gabe Holt, all he could do was look up and watch it go. Packard goes deep for the 3rd time this year. We've got a 2-run ball game, JD.
We do. And the fact that DeCesare has now left a pair of pitches up in the zone to 2 really good hitters in Isaac Collins and Brian Packard, and they have handled them and put them out for home runs. Another mammoth shot from Brian Packard as he continues to mash over the last few games. It proves that DeCesare is in fact human. He is not a machine. He is not the only guy that can get these Gatemen out. I should say he is mortal, is really what I'm trying to say here. Now if you're the Gatemen, you got to have some confidence, and the Braves have thrown him back out there. They've kind of thrown him into the fire, and as long as he's out there, you have got to go and attack him because you don't know how much longer you're going to have until you see another fresh arm.
No, couldn't agree with you more, JD. As dominant as DeCesare had been earlier this year and earlier today even, I mentioned how the Gatemen would have to grow into this one offensively. You see the fastball starting to come in a little firmer from DeCesare. But the Gatemen have done just that. Pair of solo home runs. Austin Shenton with an RBI single. And Gatemen have scored in back-to-back innings. They now trail by just 2. 1-1 shot foul off the bat of Lyle Lockhart Jr. 1-2 the count to the Houston first baseman.
As we've said throughout the broadcast, DeCesare has been nearly unhittable on the season for Bourne. Now the Gatemen have started to figure him out. You have got to pile on here with him still in the game.
1-2 lifted into left center field. Going back on it, Bradswell, and he makes the catch. Bardzell puts away Lyle Lockhart Jr. Gave it a ride, but Bardzell with a good beat on it. A twisting, turning catch. One away base is empty for Paven Parks. A couple of hard hit balls for him today. He's already put one out of the park, the Royal Park, if you will. I want to strike one on the inside corner to the junior from Kent State. Parks 0 for 2 today. That one shot first base side. Horowitz will take it himself, and we've got 2 down. It's up to Luke Roscom to try to, as you said, JD, pile on with this one. As DeCesare has shown some weakness. And Roscom, one of the few guys who, before he started to become hittable, had hit something hard off DeCesare. That was a single back in the 3rd inning, what was then the first Gateman hit of the day. 1 for 2 today as he did strike out in the 5th. Takes ball 1 low. Two and 0.
For a guy that has so much power and you kind of think is more of a free swinger, Luke Roscom has an excellent eye at the plate. That's why his on-base percentage is so high.
That one grounded routinely over to Horowitz. A grunt of disapproval from Luke Roscom. And the side is retired at the end of 7. The Gatemen get one back on the Brian Packard moonshot home run into right field. And you've seen a few different guys start to produce here. Top of the 8th inning, though, the Gatemen pitching staff going to have to shore things up. We'll see if Ken Waldachuk goes out there for another inning of work. But right now we're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Mary Order. She's with our beat writer, Ian Becerra.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with our beat writer, Ian Becerra. Now, Ian, Connor went 4 innings with 4 strikeouts and only 1 allowed run. Was that the outing we were expecting from him?
Yeah, I think it was, Mary. We've seen him pitch very well this year. He had a tough time out his last time in relief, but when he started, he's done a good job, and I think that's the outing that Gatemen fans were expecting.
And we just saw a home run from Brian Packard and previously from Isaac Collins. What did you see at those at-bats?
Well, I think it's just getting ahead in the count, swinging at a first pitch. I think that's always big when you can get out there when you're not swinging with 2 strikes, so you can really try and use your power.
And what are you expecting for the rest of the game? What do we need to do to try to get this win?
Well, I think more of the same what we've seen the past few innings from the Gatemen offense. I think it's just putting good at-bats together, and I think that starts with swinging at strikes and trying to get ahead on the pitcher as opposed to waiting around and waiting for him to try and walk you or something like that.
Ian, thanks so much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much to Mary and Ian. A couple hard hit balls like was mentioned by those two. Brian Packard put a hurt on a baseball, so did Isaac Collins. The Gatemen still do trail it by 2. Ken Waldachuk's day is done. We've got a pitching change here from Spillane Field. This pitching change brought to you, as always, by the Bay Point Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course. With the driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public. So go, get to the point.
I see you copying me. Is that a mimic or is that a mimic of flattery? Because they do say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Took the words right out of my mouth, JD.
And if people don't know what we're talking about, it's whenever I read the Bay Point Club read, whenever there's a pitching change for the Gatemen, I always slow down and I say, so. Or no, I say, so go. And then I pause. And then I point when I say get to the point. It's one of my little things I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
One of my
I like it when you do it too.
Yeah. One of my many, many quirks, as people I'm sure have realized over the season. But Brendan White now into the game for the Gatemen.
JD, just another one of the fun, quirky dudes here on the Gatemen intern staff. Love calling games with him, though. As we said, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. We appreciate you listening to us here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. As the Gatemen try to claw back into this one, they did so in one-run fashion. Brian Packard gave it a ride, but now Brendan White. Haven't seen him in a few days, excuse me. We'll try to stifle the Bourne bats. They've scored in the 4th, 6th, and 7th innings, 1, 2, and 2 runs respectively. And that one is given a ride right at Brian Packard, the home run hitter. Off the bat of Ashton Bardzell, 1 away.
Good start for Brendan White. We haven't seen him in a couple of days. It's been a while since his last appearance. Came on June the 24th, last Sunday against Yarmouth Dennis. Won a third of an inning, and it was not a good outing for him. Went 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 runs on 1 hit and a walk, up a home run against YD in Game 2 of the doubleheader.
Swing and a miss on that one. Serrato's down 0-1. Final line on Ken Waldachuk. 3 innings of work, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Scattered 5 hits, struck out 4, and walked 1 Bourne Brave. White crouches into his set position. That one rifled right back at Brendan White. Almost took his head off. But he was settled for an outfield single, I should say. As the Bourne Braves have one aboard here. It doesn't seem like they've gone really an inning without at least putting someone on the base paths. They've capitalized on it pretty well. They've scored 5 today. They lead the Gatemen by 2 in the top of the 8th inning.
Just 1 inning today, Henrique, where the Gatemen have not, where the Braves have not put at least 1 runner on. A walk in the first, a walk in the second, 1, 2, 3 against Conroe in the third. And ever since, there's been at least 1 hit in every inning for the Bourne Braves.
2 in the 7th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th to bring home JD's point. Brendan White now ahead of the leadoff man, Tyler Fitzgerald, who already has the golden sombrero today, 4 Ks. He swings right through that one. Luke Roscom thought about a back pick, 0-2, and now in danger of a 5-strikeout game. JD, is there a nickname for that?
I'm pretty sure it might be the Platinum Sombrero, but I could be wrong, so I'm going to give that a quick look. Although we could be jinxing Brendan White here.
While JD is off to the Google, Brendan White goes to the plate with the 0-2. Fake steal. That one chopped foul, so 0-2.
It is the Platinum Sombrero. I was right.
And does that say titanium sombrero for 6th?
Yeah, if you strike out 6 times in one game, it is indeed the the titanium sombrero.
Learn something new every day. Serrato's on first, has some speed, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. We'll take a little time here as White steps off. Out of Siena. He's going to call time again, get on the same page with Luke Roscom behind the plate.
This is the second season Gatemen fans are seeing Brendan White. Made 1 appearance with the team last year, and it was against these very Bourne Braves. Wasn't a great outing for him. When an inning and 2/3, gave up 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, and struck out just 1. But he is grooving a bit here in the early part of this game. Or should say in the early part of this outing, in the later stages of this game.
With 1 out and 1 aboard, 0-2 will have to wait. Pickoff attempt over to Serrato's, keeping him honest. Seven strikeouts on the day for Gatemen pitching. Brendan White trying to make it 8. The 0-2. Swinging a shot foul over the Wareham dugout on the bleachers behind it. We'll do it again. Putting together a pretty good at-bat here, though, is Oscar Serrato's. 9th pitch of the at-bat, or excuse me, of the inning coming up for White. Sixth of the at-bat. 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. Looking ahead for the Braves, they travel to one of our favorite destinations, McKeon Park. Take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks tomorrow on July 3rd. Both teams off on the 4th. Breaking ball up. Tried to chase at it. Pretty well located on 1-2. Got outside enough to where Fitzgerald just got the end of the bat on it. So 1-2. We'll do it one more time. The 1-2. On the outside corner, it's going to be called ball 2. The throw down to second base. A leaping Zahid Valenzuela prevents that from going into center field while also saving his own hide. As he leaps over Serratos, who was sliding into second. So we'll see exactly how they score that. Imagine it'll be a passed ball as it bounced out of Luke Roscom's glove. I don't think Serratos was going on the pitch. 2-2 man in scoring position now for Fitzgerald. Check to swing. Did he go? It missed outside. No appeal. 3-2. The count is full. Fitzgerald has worked himself out of this 0-2 hole. "5-3 Braves were in the top of the 8th inning. Bourne trying to add on one more. With a swing of the bat, they could do so.
He scored a wild pitch against Brendan White.
Full count offering chopped right down into the foot of Fitzgerald.
Now 8 pitches in the at-bat. Fitzgerald, if he's going to go down on strikes, he's going to go down swinging. That's for sure.
Fitzgerald in danger of snapping a 6-game hit streak here, trying to push it to 7. Oliver Dunn scrambling over to first, keeps Serratos honest. With 1 out, the payoff pitch one more time. Swinging a chop foul down the third base line. Tyler Fitzgerald keeping the at-bat alive. What's it, the 9th one now, JD?
9th pitch of the at-bat, I believe. It's actually the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
Wow, would you look at that. Time is called. White got Ashton Barzell to line out to Bryant Packard. Oscar Serrato sent a missile of a single into center, and now here we are. The payoff pitch, that one lazily hit into shallow center field. Dunn and Idens converging on it. Idens calls off Oliver Dunn. Almost a collision, but good communication between the Pac-12 rivals. They make nice, and the out is recorded. 2 down.
Well, the one positive out of that at-bat for Tyler Fitzgerald is he didn't strike out. So
Big.
No platinum sombrero, at least not quite yet.
Could get another look at Gatemen pitching if this one extends in a way that the Gatemen might not like, or maybe we go into extra innings if the Gatemen are able to claw back into this one. Right now they trail it by 2, though. And taking strike 1 is Gabe Holt. 1 for 3, single walk and a run scored. Has also struck out today. Connor Lund 4 innings of work. Ken Waldachuk 3 innings of work. Brendan White has gotten through 2 outs here, and that one lazily hit into left field. A base hit. Seemed like it took forever to get into left field, but neither Haven Parks nor Sahid Valenzuela felt like they could get an attempt on it. So, runners at the corners, 2 down for Jared Triolo. Now where the game wanted to find themselves, especially after Brendan White did a great job of getting weak contact off the bat of a dangerous hitter in Gabe Holt.
It's kind of the opposite of what we've been seeing from the Gatemen for the most part today. Hard contact for the Gatemen, can't find a gap. And there for Gabe Holt, weak contact, found a gap in the defense. Said it a lot this year, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
That one low for ball 1. The 1-0. Breaking ball, really, really nasty breaking ball. The thing dropped about, looked like a foot down and 6 inches left and right. Perfectly placed, 1-1. White crouches into his set, kicks, deals. That one dribbled weakly foul down the third base line. 1-2. White 1 strike away from getting out of the inning.
This is a big pitch coming up here for Brendan White. Breaking balls look pretty good in this inning. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes curve ball away, maybe tries to get Triolo to chase.
The 1-2. Went with the fastball there, and he rifled it foul down the right field line, so we'll do it again.
Shows how much I know, apparently.
Felt like that was the right pitch to bounce back with. All right, JD, I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself here. He went breaking ball, then fastball. You're 0 for 1. What do you think you got here?
Well,
it was a fastball. Lifted into center field. Jeremy Idens makes the play. So, side is retired. Gatemen strand 2, Bourne Braves on the base paths. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Bourne 5, Wareham 3 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterwiz, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway. Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. My name's Enrique Demore. To my right is J.D. Rachi. 5-3 lead for the Bourne Braves. And finally, Jared DeCesary's day is done. He will give way to Gavin Williams. Origin from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Hails from ECU. But an 18 even ERA. The season has not been kind to him. We saw him in the 4-3 loss versus these Bourne Braves. Has 2 innings of work under his belt. Has given up 4 earned runs. Short relief kind of guy. Comes into a relatively high leverage situation. These Gatemen bats have been heating up. They only trail by 2. And Isaac Collins, before that ball that he took inside the last pitch he saw, he sent over the right field wall. Now the 1-0. Fastball again misses inside, 2-0. Brendan White stranded 2. The 2 singles he gave up in the 8th. Got out of there unscathed when everything was said and done, though. 2-0 to Collins. Fastball inside corner. Got enough of the zone. 2-1 to the Gatemen right fielder. Oliver Dunn waits on deck. 2-1 to Collins. Broken bat, dribble down the third base line. Going to be a tough play for Triolo across the diamond. Got him, though. Someone arguing, but no one else seems to be upset by that. Really tough play. There's the grass dead in that. Might have looked like it was rolling foul, but Triolo made an executive decision there at third base. Tried to gun down Collins at first base and did so successfully. 1 up, 1 down. Base is empty for Oliver Dunn. Nope. Isaac Collins went all the way back to get his bat. His at-bat is not over. My apologies. I thought he was going to the dugout.
I was going to say, I thought I heard the umpire scream foul, and then Collins kind of slowed his roll down the first base line when he heard the umpire yelling, so he stays alive, 2-2.
2-2 pitch up and in. Count goes full. Collins given new life. Williams, the 6'6", 205 freshman from ECU. Can really zip it with that fastball. Has gone pretty much solely fastballs so far. Payoff pitch. Inside. Collins did not go around. An appeal is made, though. No. Officially confirmed by the field umpire. So Collins aboard here, and the tying run is Oliver Dunn.
The second baseman, number 50, Oliver Dunn from Houston.
This is what you need from a speedster like Isaac Collins. Get on, be a catalyst. We talked about him being a catalyst in the last inning. He hit a home run.
So
a little bit more straight to the definition of catalyst. So he almost got himself in trouble there, but this time, instead of just getting the inning off with a bang, he really does become a catalyst for this Gatemen offense. Puts good speed on the base paths. Oliver Dunn trying to break out of a slump here, 0 for 2 tonight. Not the ERA, the batting average, under 100 on the season. So he is trying to deliver here in a big spot.
Take strike one at the letters. Final line on Jared DeCesare, 7 innings of work, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, no walks, struck out 2 Gatemen. George Mason, Patriot, all in all, a pretty good day for him, but statistically speaking, not a great day. Relative to the rest of his season, the 1-1 low and in, Dunn ahead, 2-1. That one lifted high and deep into right field, but backpedaling on it is Holt. Reaches up and makes the catch. Isaac Collins retreats to first base. 3 really tough outs for Oliver Dunn today. But he's swinging the bat a little better, and going forward just on an individual level is very good to see from the Gatemen second baseman.
He's just trying to break out of a slump, but he can't seem to find any way to do it. He's hitting the ball hard. Swinging at pretty good pitches. He just hasn't found a way to break out yet.
First pitch now to the leadoff man, Idens, rifled straight back. 0-1, 1 down, 5-3 the score in favor of the Bourne Braves. Both teams trying to bounce back from a loss that ended a winning streak. Bourne winners of 2 straight, these Gatemen winners of 3 straight before both these teams dropped one yesterday. Both one-run affairs, 7-6. Orleans Firebirds over the Bourne Braves, 6-5 YD Red Sox over the Wareham Gatemen yesterday here at Spillane. Bourne looking for their 10th win of the year. Gatemen, their 13th. The 1-1 to Idens, way outside, 2-1. Good one in Falmouth right now, 2-2 in the bottom of the 9th between Cotuit and the last place Commodores. One on, one out. Collins at first, reached on a walk to start the inning off. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Went with the high fastball. Idens chased it to no avail. First strikeout of the day. Or Gavin Williams, only the 3rd of the day for Bourne Braves, pitching first since the 5th inning.
Gatemen have been able to put balls in play. Like I said, though, they just haven't been able to find gaps and crevices and cracks in the defense. Bourne has done an excellent job backing up both DeCesare and now Williams today.
That one shot straight back, 0-1. Williams sets. Holds the glove about chest high, the 0-1. Swinging a laser right into the glove of Tyler Fitzgerald. Then the day continues, a frustrating one for the Gatemen offensively. And the side is retired in the 8th. To the top of the 9th we go. Bourne leads it 5-3 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on Cape Cod.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
Eastern Propane and Oil is the Wareham Gatemen home run sponsor. Each time a home run is hit by a Gatemen player, Eastern Propane and Oil donates a camp scholarship to a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Coming at you live from Spillane Field. 5-3 Bourne Braves lead in the top of the 9th inning. Fourth pitcher to go today for the Gatemen. Brendan White's day is done after 1 inning of work. Scoreless frame. He will make way to face 4-5-6 to Ryan Stoudemire, another guy we haven't seen in a while.
Stoudemire has struggled in his appearances this season for the Gatemen. He looked great in the preseason, but ever since getting to this CCBL season, there have been some ups and downs for him. His first outing, 2/3 of an inning against Katuitt. A run came across to score on him. Orleans, that 10-4 loss. 1 inning, 1 run, 2 hits. The hit numbers are down, though. Last 2 outings, he has been stellar. Went 2 scoreless against Brewster and 1 scoreless against Hyannis in that first win of the season over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks here at Spillane Field. So it's been an up and down season, down in the first 2 games, now up in the last 2. He'll try to keep that positive momentum rolling here against the Braves.
Strike 1 delivered to Spencer Horwitz. Doubled his last time up to move it to 1 for 3 on the day. Scored after he was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. The 0-1 misses low and away. That one misses low, 2-1. Stoudemire delivers inside, 3-1. Trying to keep the Braves at bay here. Keep it a relatively manageable 2-run deficit for these Gatemen. 3-1 pitch, misses low. A 5-pitch walk puts Spencer Horwitz aboard his second free pass of the day. Lyle Lynn going to try to get the bat going here. 0 for 2. Has reached base 3 times, though. 2 walks. Reached on an error in the 6th inning. Was stranded at second, though. Gian Martellini behind the plate in this last inning. Shows bunt, pulls it back, but drops in there for a strike. Lyle Lynn down 0-1. What a big spot for Stoudemire here. Try to keep this one scoreless or deliver a scoreless inning of work for his team here. Keep them in this one. Give them a fighting chance to come back in the 9th. Heart of the order, Shenton Packard Lockhart coming up for the Gatemen in the bottom of the inning, but first Stoudemire going to have to get through his half of things. Lynn now waiting on the 1-1 pitch as that one misses low. It's cooled down a little bit from what was a brutally hot, another one, day here at Spillane. But still very muggy. 1-1, chopped left side, could be 2. Over to second, nifty play from Parks, over to first. More than in time. Strange that Lynn was kind of gave up halfway through his run. Thought maybe he fouled it off his foot or something. But regardless, a 5-4-3 double play puts it away for the Gatemen in the 9th. Bases cleared, 2 outs. That double play brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play. TM Ryder, steering and securing your course for insurance since 1877. 5-4-3 on the putout for those of you keeping score at home. Chase Murray, 3 RBIs today. 2 for 4 on the day. He'll bat with the bases empty and 2 outs, but his team ahead by 2 as well. Infield straight up and back. 0-1, wave and a miss. Nice breaking ball from Ryan Stoudemire. I think midway through his swing, Chase Murray knew he wasn't going to get any of that one. Stoudemire on the verge of turning in a spotless inning of relief. The 0-2. Swinging a chop over to short. This should do it. Valenzuela on a couple hops. Quickly across the diamond. Bang, bang play. He got him. Chase Murray, speedy, but retired by Sahid Valenzuela. 6-3 put out for those of you keeping score at home. Last chance for the Gatemen. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. 5-3 Bourne on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located along the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Distinct assisted living and memory care programs provide personal care services according to each individual's needs. Discover Keystone Place, the best option for meeting the care and support needs of seniors on Cape Cod.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
Eastern Propane and Oil is the Wareham Gatemen home run sponsor. Each time a home run is hit by a Gatemen player, Eastern Propane and Oil donates a camp scholarship to a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
Make sure you sign your child up today for the Gatemen Robertson's GMC Youth Clinics. This year we have 5 one-week sessions for children 5 to 14. We also have 2 special sessions for hitting and pitching open to teens. Registration is available online at gatemen.org or through forms available at the merchandise booth.
The 80 Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit 80makepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
At E.L. Morse Lumber, commitment to the customer shines through in every aspect of their daily operations, including their competitive prices, complete product selection, and superior customer care. Visit E.L. Morse Lumber, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham, for service with a personal touch.
Welcome back to Spillane Field. 5-3 Bourne. Last chance for the Gatemen. They trail by 2 to their West Division rivals. They've only played each other once this year. The Gatemen came away losers in that one 4-3. That one was in Bourne. This one the first time these two teams have played at Spillane Field. 3-4-5 Austin Shenton, Bryant Packard, and Lyle Lockhart to face now Greer Holston after Gavin Williams turned in a spotless inning of relief. 1 walk, 1 strikeout for him out of ECU. Now Holston steps in. 6'4", 230 righty from Ole Miss. Delivers ball 1 low to Shenton. Gatemen 3 walk-off wins out of their 8 wins here at home. They're 8-2 this year at Spillane. 1-0 pitch, lifted foul straight back, 1-1. Take a little bit of a team effort to make that a possibility here. From the windup, Holston the 1-1. That one a laser foul over the third base line. Couple of hard hit foul balls, but Shenton finds himself down 1-2. Lynn sets up low and outside. The 1-2 pitch to Shenton. Another foul ball, same spot. We'll do it again.
Good fight here from Austin Shenton. Couple of tough pitches from Greer Holston. If you're the Gatemen, this is the part of the order you want up. Shenton, Packard, Lockhart. Shenton, the best hitter for average. Packard, a ton of power. Already has a home run today, and Lyle Lockhart has been coming on of late, although he is 0 for 3 today.
Laser down the right field line, foul. Might have been extra bases, but Horwitz had it played pretty well. Or I should say he was playing pretty close to the line there, so probably would have had a good beat on it. Now some chipping over to the Gatemen dugout by the home plate umpire. Not sure exactly what was going on there, but play is resuming. The 1-2 again. Checked a swing in the dirt. Did he go? No, says the third base umpire. Austin Shenton lucky to be alive, 2-2.
It's very close there from Shenton. Tough pitch to lay off. Breaking ball that started out of the zone and then slid in, although it was far too low, so just kind of dropped out of the strike zone quickly, and Shenton a good job, disciplined hitter to lay off.
2-2 to Shenton. High fly ball, foul straight back. A disciplined hitter, and just a good one, fouling off back bad pitches. I guess that is another side of the coin to discipline. Base is empty, no one out. Wareham chase 2. To Shenton, the 2-2 misses up and away. Not by much. Good firm fastball, but the count is now full.
Lyle Lynn desperately tried to frame that pitch, but it was definitely out of the zone. Shenton now one pitch out of the strike zone away from putting the game-tying run on.
And that one misses in about the same spot. Looked like he took a little something off it, but one heck of an at-bat by Austin Shenton. He's aboard here with nobody out. Leadoff walk, Bryant Packard. Put a charge into one his last time up over the right field wall. And batting against the lefty here, Greer Holston.
Gateman down 2 here. But Brian Packard has come up clutch. This isn't a walk-off situation for him, although he does have 2 walk-off hits this season.
Knows a thing or two about batting in the clutch and delivering in the clutch, and takes ball 1 outside, setting himself up nicely so far.
And what a perfect way it would be to end at least this part of his tenure with the Gatemen, heading off to Team USA in what seems like just a couple of days at the very most.
That one is lifted lazily into left field. Bit of a disappointing AB for Packard. Should this one come down into the glove of Bardzell over there in left, and it does. 1 away. That actually carried a lot further than I thought it would off the bat.
Bardzell. He's got raw power, so anything he hits to the outfield is probably going a long way.
First baseman, number 18, Lyle.
Now Lyle Lockhart bats with 1 out. One on, 1 out. First pitch to Lockhart, way outside, 1-0.
And as much as the last at-bat would have been a good way to send Bryant Packard off, this is a good way for Lyle Lockhart to cement his place and continue cementing his place in this Gatemen lineup. 0 for 3 today, break out of a slump as well.
That one a strike at the knees. Didn't catch much of the zone, but very well located out of the hand of Greer. The 1-1 up and away. 2-1. Lynn sets up low. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging a hard ground ball up the middle. This could end it. Over to second for one, over to first, and that is how the Gatemen go down today. They drop one to the Bourne Braves 5-3. Lyle Lockhart Jr. bounces into the game-ending double play. A tough ending here for the Gatemen, who were dominated in the beginning by Jared DeCesare, but let a couple opportunities slip away at the plate regardless. Side is retired here, and the Gatemen have dropped their second straight for the third time this year. Bourne own a 2-0 record over their West Division rivals, and they pick up their 10th win of the year. And the Gatemen still a point ahead in the West Division standings, as losses don't really affect that. Although Hyannis technically half a game ahead, the points are what matter, so the Gatemen retain possession of first place. But everybody back in action tomorrow before a few teams are off during the July 4th weekend. Cotuit and Falmouth still tied 2-2 in the 10th inning in Falmouth, so Cotuit trying to pick up their 10th win of the year as well. But Bourne victors in this one 5-3, and really on the back of Jared DeCesare and how he shut down the Gatemen bats in the first half of this one. But some surprises. Isaac Collins went deep. Some not so surprises. Bryant Packard went deep, but just not enough on the defense or on the offensive end today for the Gatemen. Before we send the people home, JD, any final thoughts on this one?
At the end of the day, the Gatemen just got started a little bit too late in this one. Jared DeCesare was magnificent through his first 5 or 6 innings of work. I wouldn't even say things started to fall apart for him. The Gatemen finally started getting some hits off of him, but the important thing to remember here for the Gatemen is you still got the lead as the first place team in the West Division, and you saw a couple of guys step up. Isaac Collins hit a home run, had himself a nice little day, and a lot of these balls were hit very hard. That's the important part as we move forward into tomorrow's matchup with Cotuit, a good Cotuit team who the Gatemen did beat earlier in the season, but another team that we've only seen once this season.
Well said, JD. Thank you very much. Wonderful insight as always. The Gatemen drop this one 5-3. We'll go on to face Cotuit, like he said, tomorrow. And the Bourne Braves off to Hyannis to face the second-place Harbor Hawks tomorrow at McKeon Park. For JD Rachi, for myself, Henrique Demore, thank you so much for listening to this presentation of Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The GM of the Wareham Gatemen is Andy Lang. Our producers today, Trevor Russo and Cam Gonsalves. Our sideline reporter is Mary Orders. Big thank you to her. And Ian Visera, our beat writer, and today's WCTV broadcaster, Cam Stewart. Next broadcast of Gatemen Baseball will be tomorrow as the Gatemen play the Cotuit Cavaliers. Like we said, from Cotuit, the game starts at 5. Our coverage will start at 4:30 from the lightless Lowell Park with Gatemen Pregame Live. For JD Rachi, I'm Henrique Demore. Thank you for tuning into this presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Again, your final from Spillane. Bourne 5, Wareham 3. Thank you so much for listening. Have a fantastic rest of your night.